I'm Mary Jordan. I'd like to welcome you to this session of Springdale Today. Joining us today, we have Dr. Jared Cleveland, the Superintendent of Springdale Public Schools, as well as Georgia Milhem, 2019 graduate of Har-Ber High School. We are going to be talking about the portrait of a Springdale graduate today. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. It's fun to be here, especially with an esteemed graduate over here that's already got her master's degree.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing your story and a little bit more about the portrait of a graduate. I was saying earlier that the name is just beautiful. What can you tell me about the concept?
Well, the concept of a portrait of a graduate is if you graduate from a Springdale school, doesn't matter which one, you're going to have a certain kind of student that's got multiple skills. May have technical skills, probably AP in their background or potentially IB. They'll also have work opportunities throughout the school year. So these kids will already have been in the workforce. They will have already understood how to look you in the eye, shake your hand, be on time to work. They'll be a solid person you can invest in. That'll be a great employee. That could be a great CEO sometime, but someone who already understands the world a little bit and how to navigate the pitfalls of the world. But we want to build every student up to where they can meet their passion and their passion meets their work. Meaning, like I was telling you a little bit ago, if you find your passion in life and that leads to employment, it's really not work at that point. It feels different. So you're excited to go to work. You're excited to be a part of the community. You're excited to invest. You're excited to serve in some other fashion, whether it's on the school board, city council, state representative, whatever it is. We want to create an opportunity for students can really flourish, find their passion, and be someone that will plug into a community and make it better. That's a portrait of a Springdale graduate.
So how do you create kind of a holistic system and process for helping students to develop to become what you hope they are able to as graduates?
Well, that's a complicated question, and it generates likely a complicated answer. But the simple answer is you create an opportunity for adults who are also passionate about the same kind of thing, bring them together, collaborate, brainstorm together, create a system to where students really can just find their passion earlier. An example I have is, I've got 3 sons, and 2 of them have graduated from Springdale Schools, but the oldest, when I was superintendent in another district, graduated there, and we didn't have these opportunities early college and all that kind of thing. And so he went to college, and about his sophomore year in, he figured out that the pathway he was in really wasn't for him. So it changed a lot of things for us when he changed, and he could have saved me a lot of money had he gone to a Springdale school earlier and had an opportunity to test the waters in some of those areas. Our advanced professional pathways, accelerated professional pathways areas, we really focus on allowing students to explore, right? So you might be a part into nursing, or you might be in a law academy at Springdale High, or just pick a school and you got opportunities there. The earlier students find what they don't want to do helps them understand what they do want to do, what they're good at. And so adults that are understanding of that, because, if I was a teacher, let's say in the law academy at Springdale High, which is excellent, I would want most of my kids who come through there to go into some sort of law enforcement, right? But the teachers are like, hey, test this. Let's work. Let's help. Let's give you opportunities. And if this isn't for you, that's okay. We'll help you find what is for you. That's the secret sauce of our whole district, is the compassionate teachers who are willing to provide their time, give their time, even outside of school, to every single student for that personalized touch to make sure they find their right path.
Essentially, I imagine that law enforcement officers that are prepared to do what they're truly designed to do, want to do, will probably make our better law enforcement officers than a community could hope for. So that's very cool. I'm glad they have those opportunities. Now, Georgia, did you grow up in Springdale?
Yes. Well, I'm from California, and I moved to Springdale in 6th grade, and I went to Hellstern Central and graduated from Har-Ber.
What was it like for you growing up in the district?
I am very thankful for all the opportunities that I was given. I was involved in just about anything I could get my hands into to joining. I loved being in the student council. I found my passion in the band. I got to play the tuba. I got to explore being in choir, and just a lot of different opportunities that I'm really grateful for that provided me different opportunities down the line for college and where I am today.
Do you have any memories within the school district that kind of stand out for you as a student?
Yeah, I have a lot of my favorite memories from being a part of the band. I absolutely loved it. It was really fun being a tuba girl and getting to represent female musicians in a typically male-dominated instrument. And so it was really fun just being able to bring a lot of school spirit and energize Har-Ber, and just being able to kind of add some more school spirit and creativity to something that's already so special that the school district provides, is that I think everybody is really passionate about game days. And so being able to be a part of that was really special. We have a lot of fun memories on game days. The tubas would all go into the rotunda and we would play like our song in like our tuba shirts, and just like really fun, special things like that. We would also like get to go around the school and play our tuba and just kind of add some more school spirit to the hallway and kind of represent the band a lot more. So just a lot of fun memories in band and being able to just showcase school spirit.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it sounds like a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So you graduated in 2019, and you'll get to share a little bit with us about what you're doing now. But how did Springdale Schools kind of help prepare you for what came after as a graduate?
Yeah, so during my time at Har-Ber, since I was involved in so many different leadership opportunities, it really set me up to have leadership opportunities in college. I was accepted to be a part of the President Leadership Council at OSU, which is a group of students that was selected by the president to learn more about leadership and just really help their class. And that really allowed me to have scholarship opportunities down the line my freshman year, and really just set me up for more opportunities. And also with my marching band opportunities that I had, I was able to receive scholarship. And so I was able to go to school majoring in business, but I also got to pursue my passion with the scholarship in the marching band. And so I'm really just grateful for those opportunities. And academically in the classroom, I was able to just learn at the college level. I took AP classes in high school and I graduated with highest honors, which really prepared me for college because I was able to understand the pace of like learning, time management, making sure I like built relationships with my professors, and really understood that even though the classroom is big, you can make it small and personalized. And I was able to really take what I learned at Har-Ber with the meaningful relationships with my teachers and create that with my professors at college. I also took 2 college courses, so I was able to graduate a semester early as well. So that really set me up.
Was there any real like cost for you to take those classes, or how were you able to access them through the school system?
Dr. Cleveland might know.
He might have a better remember.
I don't remember if I had to pay for them or not.
Depends. The way we do it in, well, quite frankly, Arkansas, the legislature years ago provided the opportunity for us to use what we call ESA money. If a student is in poverty, then we can pay for that $50 an hour through NWAC. If they're not, the parents or the student pays for, I think it's $150 a class for that early college experience, which is not much. I put 3 kids through college and one's there now, and so I understand what kind of a discount that is. And so I think the early college experience, you probably had classes at Har-Ber taught by one of Har-Ber teachers,
yeah,
but was credentialed or had credentialed credit from NWAC for her. So some kids even leave the high school and go to NWAC and take those college classes. And that's a good thing too. And the same applies.
Right. It really helped me out too, just being able to learn at a higher level the college classes, and prepared me for what college would be like.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. I'm on my 3rd child in college, so I can appreciate what it would have been like to pay $150 for a class. Yeah. Now, Dr. Cleveland, how is Georgia's experience kind of reflective of the support Springdale Schools has built for their students so they can have these opportunities of exploration and pursuits after high school?
Well, Georgia, I think, was a groundbreaker, and some of her classmates were too, and really showed us a pathway of what a college, well, not a college, but a portrait of a Springdale graduate would be. we saw example after example after example of kids who took the opportunities at whatever school they went to in Springdale and made it better than what we could have even imagined as adults. I mean, we have students through Questbridge who are matched, and they go all over the country to these amazing colleges. We have kids who you think, man, this kid's going to be college, they're going to college, and no, they want to do something different. They're getting college credit and all of that, but they want to be a diesel mechanic, and they're amazing at that. So that's finding their passion. Just because someone is certified coming out of high school as a diesel mechanic doesn't mean that he or she is going to remain a diesel mechanic. He or she may be the owner of a major truck center at some point. You just don't know what the future holds for children. But we do know that if we don't provide not just the basics, but go deep in some of those basics to really where they're advanced, students are not going to find their passion. So Georgia finding her passion early, I think, is an example of what we're focusing on, trying to help students really have kind of a buffet of opportunities and decide, I don't really like that, but I really like this. And it may be totally different than what their parents are doing. Of course, in Springdale, we have a lot of students who come in from out of state, or out of country and all of those things. And the opportunities that are here, especially in Northwest Arkansas, are amazing compared to where they may come from. So our focus here is for them to learn here, grow here, be educated here, get plugged in here, be a public servant here, all of those things. I think Northwest Arkansas, Springdale in particular, is ripe to keep our best and brightest. I've been in other communities where I was superintendent, and, quite frankly, your best and brightest, you clap for them. Yay, you're going to college, you're going off, come back and visit someday. Well, that's really not that great for a community. If you lose your best and brightest all the time, then what are you left with? So not disparaging other communities, it's focusing on Springdale. She came back. She's plugged in. She's part of the community. She wants to live here. She'll raise a family here at some point, I'm sure. And that being the case, we're constantly reinvesting in our own community. And I think that's what our school district really is for, is to be really healthy and make sure our community remains healthy. Because quite frankly, the school district is the heartbeat of every community, any community. And I think it's a direct reflection of the community. So if our kids are working hard, they're being productive, they're good citizens, they behave, they're not in trouble, they focus on what's good, they focus on their brother, their sister, their fellow man, all of those kinds of things that you learn as a community, like you went through Har-Ber and other schools. She was here. You care about one another, therefore the community's better and it's healthier. And I think Springdale is a good reflection of that.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, Georgia, what are you doing now that you're back home in Northwest Arkansas?
Yeah, I currently work as a sales analyst at MGA Entertainment as it's a toy supplier for Walmart, and I really love it. I enjoy learning more about the job and kind of taking my educational career and applying it to the workforce and being able to contribute to the thriving Northwest Arkansas community that we have. I'm really grateful to be back in the area, and being able to plug in here has been really special. I am really passionate about food insecurity, and so I've been able to plug in and volunteer at the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank and Feed the 479. And it's really inspired a passion of just giving back to our local community and making sure that everyone has a meal to eat. And during my time for my graduate program, I actually did a project with the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank. And it was just a really eye-opening experience, because I got to kind of see Northwest Arkansas in a new light that I hadn't seen during my time as a high school student when I was here. And so I'm really just excited to be back in the area and to plug in and serve the community that has meant so much to me and provided me with so many opportunities.
Now, what about some of the extracurriculars that you explored in high school? I understand that's something that you're still invested in today. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, during my time at Har-Ber, when I was a tuba player, it really allowed me to opportunities for college marching band. I was grateful to be a part of the Cowboy Marching Band at OSU, and that really provided a lot of door opening opportunities down the line. I got to represent female musicians, and I would often tell people, just look for the shortest one and you'll find me quickly on the field. But I loved being able to give back, and something that I got to do during my time at OSU was that there was only 2 tuba girls in the state of Oklahoma, and our story got picked up by the news, and we were able to represent the 2 tuba girls of the state college level marching band, which was really just a special opportunity. And as I was going into pursuing my master's, I also received a scholarship to be in the Razorback marching band. And that was a really unique opportunity to get to play in both a Big 12 and a SEC marching band and get to be a tuba girl for a bonus year. And so really just fun being able to see marching band at a college level out of state at Oklahoma and also in state in Arkansas. And so it was really cool just to get to see both experiences.
You make that sound easy. That's hard. That's really hard.
A lot of time.
It's a work.
Yeah. A lot of time and definitely a lot of, learning how to memorize the music, playing your tuba, making sure that you're on time, making sure, you hydrate. A lot of work goes into it. You're definitely an athlete on the marching field. Which
You were prepared, though, from Har-Ber.
Yes.
Har-Ber Band.
Har-Ber Band is incredible, and it really launched a lot of opportunities. I showed up to college marching band the first day, and I was like, I know what I'm doing. This is way easier than Har-Ber was way harder. I was like, Mr. Ford, he set me up pretty well. So I'm very grateful for just the musical ability and talents that we got to have in the Springdale School District. All of the teachers along the way have really prepared me to be able to be the musician that I am today. And so I'm hoping to give back to the community today and be able to inspire other tuba players and give back to the band.
And listeners will probably, want me to ask, so I have to ask, there are not a lot of female tuba players. What made you decide to play the tuba?
Yeah, it's a really funny story. I originally didn't really want to do band because I didn't like the hats that they had to wear. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And I showed up on the last day of the audition in 6th grade. And I was there for a whole hour and a half. I was like the last student in there. And I had tried every other instrument, and you get graded on a scale of 10. I didn't make it past 5 or 6 on any other instrument. And so they were like, we just need to put you on the tuba. And I played the tuba, and the room got all quiet from all the band directors, and they all looked at me, and I said, did I do something wrong? And they said, no, that's the best sound we've ever heard. You have to play the tuba. And so that day I became a tuba player. They had me wheel around the tuba to see if I could carry it. But I walked out in my pink sparkly shirt, and that was the day that I started my passion. And who would have known that I would have loved it so much, and just being able to have so many different opportunities down the line.
That's the best example I've heard of try it until you find what you like.
Yep.
And then look what happened.
And it's the last instrument.
Yeah. So it was really awesome. And during my time at Har-Ber, we started a Tuba Girls tour. And so we would go to the local middle schools and junior highs, and we would get to, me and the other tuba girl, we would represent female musicians, and we would just play our tubas for them, show them a video of what it was like to be in the band. We got to teach them some songs, just a really personalized experience to showcase what it means for them to continue being a tuba player and what it could be like for them for Har-Ber.
It'd be awesome to know the ripple effects of that.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? What's coming up next personally or professionally?
Yeah, personally, I'm really excited just to be plugged back in the community and giving back. I'm really excited to just serve locally here. I am a volunteer for different organizations, so I'm really passionate about just giving back. I'm excited. I'm volunteering at the Northwest Arkansas Golf Championship, which I volunteered at last year, and I absolutely loved it, just getting to see the community come together for a unique and special event that brings in so many visitors, and getting to represent what Northwest Arkansas means to so many different visitors. And professionally, I'm really excited just to continue learning my job and being a sales analyst and understanding the supplier world for Walmart. Since I work with toys, I'm really excited about the holiday season coming up and all the unique toys that are coming out. I'm really excited to see how well they perform.
I'm actually really jealous about it's like Santa's elf.
Yeah.
You get to play with all, because I bet you get to play with them too, right?
Yes, and I get...
Your office must be amazing.
Yes, I'm like playing with toys. I'm like, this one's really fun.
Gary, she's in a whole different world than you and I get to live in.
That's okay. Someone's got to live in it, right? Why not her? We've talked about a lot today. Is there anything we haven't touched on that either of you think would be important to add to the conversation or you'd like to share?
I'm just going to say it again. I'm grateful for all the opportunities that the Springdale District has provided, and just opportunities for students to get plugged in and outside of the classroom. And so I think that that's something special, and just being able to witness that has been really a great opportunity.
I think if you're inside the district or outside the district, somehow they need to hook up with Georgia if they're interested in something that she said today. I'm sure she would be open to a conversation of what she did and how she did it and how she got her job, and kind of coach kids that are interested in the marketing world. That would be a really good thing, because not all of us know her path and how she took it. And the best person to tell that story is her. So that's a great thing, and I appreciate you being willing to talk to our kids and help coach them.
Happy to help. I hope other students find their passions too, so I would love to help them.
Well, if you want to connect with Georgia, you can email us at communications@sdale.org, and we'll be sure to plug her in with you and make sure that she gets your information. Thank you both for being here today. I really enjoyed the conversation. What a wonderful way to start the day. I appreciate you both being here with us today. I hope to get to talk to you both soon. And Georgia, I look forward to seeing what happens with you in the future.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Georgia, thank you.
Thank you,
Mary.
Hi, welcome to this episode of Springdale Today. Today we're chatting with Har-Ber High School senior Alina Luangkhot about her experience attending summer camp at Westlake University in Hangzhou, China, and Dr. Jinshu Chen, who teaches Chinese at Har-Ber High School. The camp is part of the Westlake pre-college program, according to the program website, and the summer program gathers high school students from diverse cultural backgrounds through a shared passion for science and learning. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're both grateful you're here.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Alina, I learned that just a few moments ago that you actually speak multiple languages. How long have you been interested in Chinese and learning how to speak Chinese?
Well, so I am actually Laotian and Thai. So our language is very similar to Chinese in the way that tones are spoken in. And so I thought Chinese would be a really good opportunity for me to just learn about like other cultures around me, and like, because Springdale is so diverse, the cultural awareness of everything. And so I decided to learn Chinese because it was my sophomore year at Har-Ber, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I should try something new, because I've never done anything like that like before, like actually just really try and focus on a new language. So it's been really fun, and this is just where my interest came through.
That's really super cool and impressive. It's very, very impressive. Like I was saying earlier, I can barely speak one language in a straight line. So the fact that you can speak multiple languages is just fantastic. Now, Dr. Chen, why would you encourage students to explore learning a second language when they're attending high school?
So practically, learning a second language is very useful. It opens opportunities in academic area, in career, and even in our life. Like Springdale is such a diverse community, and you want to make connections with people no matter what you do. And also we have a Silver Literacy program, and we have a second language program at the universities. And it just opens a lot of doors for you. And I always tell my kids, if we don't, my husband and me, if we don't study a second language, you guys won't be here.
That's a really excellent point, right? Well, that's a really excellent point. So when we're talking about opening opportunities, you had an opportunity then to attend summer camp in China. What made you decide to kind of explore that opportunity?
Well, I was initially interested in STEM, and so this was my very first summer camp, and like this is going to be my very last because I'm going to be graduating, but I was so excited because this opportunity came from Dr. Chen. She actually talked to me about it a little and was like, Alina, there's like a summer camp in China. You should totally go to it. Because she's always known that I've been like liking to explore and travel. So I've never gotten the opportunity to do that either way. But through this, I thought that it would be a great opportunity to just like get out and like see the world. And so I kind of like took it as this is like my only chance. I need to do it. I need to like write an essay and get in. So.
Mm-hmm. And it has a science and engineering emphasis, the school, correct? So Dr. Chen, did you feel like that was something she was up to? How would you describe her as a student?
Alina is smart, diligent, responsible, and kind. Yeah. So when Alina firstly joined my program, she quickly clicked in. And part of the reason was that she has language backgrounds. And as she just explained, the tones was making sound of the tones was the most difficult part for my beginners. And she has that advantage. But even if you are a language prodigy, you still need to work hard. And she's diligent in my class. Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like you were surprised she took this opportunity.
I'm not surprised at all. But I'm surprised a little bit because she really did, because it's on the other side of the earth. And I also reached out to other families, and they hesitated. They were like, I understand. I'm also a mom. Sending your kids to the other side of the earth, to a place you know little about, and to a language you have no idea about, is scary. Yeah.
Was it a scary experience, Alina?
Yes, just because this was my first experience, like going completely alone, like traveling completely alone. I met a lot of friends that helped me along the way, so we instantly like clicked and we all traveled together, and like going over there was really fun, and like just all like the immersion of culture was just a whole different like world. It was pretty cool, yeah.
Or have you been able to stay connected with some of those people you've met and built relationships with over the summer?
Mm-hmm. I've been talking to them about everywhere, because like most of this program really aims to find candidates that are like really interested in STEM. And so I had never done anything that was really like hands-on with STEM. And so I read about this program and I was like, I should probably do this just because it would benefit me too, just to expand my knowledge on things. And so after like experiencing like the labs and like all their technology over there, I don't regret this decision at all.
That's really super cool.
Mm-hmm.
So when did you go and how long were you there?
So I went July 5th was when I left here, and then I was there for about 2.5 weeks. So through those 2.5 weeks, they tried to like incorporate like different activities, cultural activities, and even like just like meeting new people every single day. It was just really cool.
And was the entire curriculum and instruction presented in Chinese?
I would say it's like 50-50, because although it was in China, it was an international university. So there were students there trying to talk to us in English so that they can learn. And then we were trying to talk to them in Chinese so that we could learn our Chinese. But overall, like the professors were really good, and like it was all presented in English, but like some like aspects of like all the activities we done, you would really have to learn like the Chinese language to understand just like the cultural significance of like why it was so important. Yeah.
Very good. So it was important to have a handle, at least some kind of a handle on the language before going.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Now, okay, so what areas of study did you enjoy the most while you were there?
So there were 5 tracks that we had to pick of. There was biomedical engineering, there was biology, there was chemistry, there was mechanical engineering, and then there was mathematics. And so I was really interested in like the mechanical engineering track, because like everything's mechanical and you get to build. But I wasn't prepared for like what the curriculum would be like over there, because I know a lot of Chinese students like work hard, really hard, and they barely get any breaks. And so I was really excited just to like put myself in their shoes and like just work. But when we got there, we were presented with like, oh, you guys are like still learning. You guys can like touch our technology. Like we weren't like held back on anything. So in the mechanical engineering lab, we actually built a robotic fish. It was a stingray that we had circuit boards and other like circuit wires we could program. We had 2 servos that we could use the gears and have wings on the fins of the stingray. And so that whole part of just like constructing the fish and like having like the mechanical elements of it really like challenged us, because all of our professors were just like, here you guys go, like this is your own thing to do, like if you guys need help just let me know. But they didn't walk us step by step on what to do. So it was really just us trying to figure out how to like put this thing together and like keep it waterproof and like sustain it in the water. So it was really cool.
And that was my next question. Was it actually, did it go underwater? So did it do everything it was supposed to do? Were you guys?
We had a couple of challenges because in our teams, the mechanical engineering track, there are about 6 teams. And my team was the one with one less person. So my team had 3 people. So we had to work extra hard. But it was only challenging when we were doing programming because there was a certain code that you had to use in the program that made the wings, the amplitude of the wings, like really wide or really narrow. So we had to it was just that whole strategy of how much power are we going to give the wings? How long can this fish swim in the water for? But other than that, the circuit board, we couldn't touch with the water at all. So we had to waterproof that whole entire thing. So we had to figure out what materials can we use? What materials can't we use? And so it was just the whole process of figuring everything out. It was just fun. Yeah.
It's fun and challenging.
Yeah.
It's All right. So how much time did you get to actually experience Chinese culture outside of studying?
So every single day, their schedule was had us in labs in the morning from 9 to 12. And then after that, it was obviously lunch and dinner and then just all activities. So I remember getting there and being the first day in the lab and just what are we going to do after this? I didn't know what kind of schedule they set out for us. I obviously knew that we had to follow a specific schedule, but I didn't know how strict they were. And so on campus, I would just go out and see sometimes if I had time. But cultural aspects of it, they did take us the first weekend to Hangzhou, Westlake. And so we got to see the lake and why it was famous for. They were saying that people believe that the heaven on earth is Hangzhou. And so I really got to see all of the nature and it was just unbelievable. I was how did I get here? It was really cool, really fun, really hot. But I got to also see Shanghai the second to last day. So they took us to Shanghai and I didn't expect us to go to Shanghai at all because they didn't say anything about it in the program. So they all completely surprised us. And Shanghai was very fun. I got to see the cultural differences of how Hangzhou, people in Hangzhou and people in Shanghai, how they acted and how they were, their mannerisms and everything. And so I thought that was pretty cool, but it's it was unbelievable. Shanghai was really fun. The food was really good. So yeah, it was all.
So would you consider, would you encourage other students to kind of check it out, explore the opportunity to take a camp in another country?
I'd say yes, because for me, this camp was something that I've never done before. I was very, obviously nervous at first, but, over time, I was just this is, for me, this is, my life. I only have this chance. I need to take it. So if you have any opportunities, I'd say take it, because, studying in another country is, really scary when you're there alone, but, the relationships and the things that you learn, just everything that is, built in together through that whole trip is meaningful to you in life. So I think that's what is still holding on to me ever since I've gotten back.
Thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Dr. Chen, you mentioned opportunities earlier, and you mentioned a little bit about the Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Many students don't know that if you put Seal of Biliteracy in your job resume, in your college application, it not only make you look really good, it also identify your language abilities, because it's not just about one language, it's about 2 languages. And for some of my students, they have 2 Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy. That means they're speaking 2 or 3, more than 2 languages, 3 or 4 languages. So it's really good, yeah.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understand the SEAL, it's an Arkansas state program. It's been around for more than a decade, I know that much. But essentially what it does is a process in which it validates students' language skills in a language other than English. And it can help with college applications. It can help even with job placement to some degrees. And I believe the school district even has partners that we can connect students with who are looking for bilingual employees. Is that accurate?
Yes.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, so we're talking a little bit about after high school here. Alina, what are your plans?
I plan to go to possibly the U of A. I'm still looking around the U of A to attend like their engineering or architecture program, because I've heard like I don't have to go far because the U of A is pretty good with their programs. But other than that, I don't have any other plans. I just plan to go to college right now and just finish and see what other things I can do.
In majors, what kind of things are you looking at studying while you're in school?
So major-wise, I think like mechanical engineering, obviously, but I was thinking a little bit of like business aspect part because my mom is a business owner, so she knows, and she was talking to me about it. So I was looking at business, marketing, things like that could help benefit her business too. So
That's really cool. Well, I have a feeling this is not going to be the last time we're going to have an opportunity to see some of the cool things you're doing. That's about all I knew to ask about. Is there anything that you guys would like to add to the conversation, or anything that we've talked about today that you really think you want to elaborate on at all?
So I wanted to talk a little more about learning a second language. So if you ask me, I would say your imagination is the only limitation. Because when you think about learning a second language, it's not just a few sentences or a few words you can say, and it's not just, oh, it's fun, I can say hello to people I don't know. It really opens your eyes, and it really opens a whole new world for you, I would say. When you are learning a second language, you're actually learning a different culture, and that can be very different. A lot of my students, they have the cultural shocks in my class when we have class discussions, when we talk about different traditions and different perspectives we have on the same thing, and they got shocked. And also, when we are learning language in the class, we create this safe environment for discussion. So sometimes they are scared to ask those questions because it may be offensive to other people. They are scared that they may say something really wrong. But in a language class, and we have this relationship where we know each other as a real human being, then we can have this safe conversation, and they really learn a lot, and it may change your worldview of something.
Yeah, because like in China, even though my like Chinese wasn't obviously the best, I could still talk to people with the basic things that I've learned in class. And so they were always so impressed by me because I would tell them, oh, I'm not Chinese, I'm Thai. And they would say, oh my gosh, your Chinese is so good. Like, how did you learn? And so they were just, people are interested when you tell them you want to learn their language. So it's just all very like comforting when they know that someone is actually trying and making effort to speak to you. So that's how I also built like new relationships over there with the non-English speakers. So yes.
And the language opens a door for you to go outside to explore a world outside Northwest Arkansas, outside Arkansas.
That's awesome. Just come back to Northwest Arkansas. All right. Thank you both for being here. I really appreciate everything you shared with us today. It's a beautiful story. I'm very grateful, and I look forward to talking to you both more in the future.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you for being here.